Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Isle of the Damned. This is our Vampire the Dark Ages series, set on the Isle of Man, in which our, I dare say, council of Canaanites do their best to rule the city of Peel from the shadows, while dealing with forces perhaps greater to their own, but certainly some that are far darker than any of them combined. This is our... I forget the word for... I think technically this would be the penultimate episode of Isle of the Damned. As in the two more sessions, we will be at the finale. So yes, it has been a long journey, but we are nearing the end of this chapter of the tales of the Council of Peel. I'm sure maybe we'll give them another name once I think of them, but for now, that is what they are. What else to say? One thing I can say is allow me to introduce my lovely cast of players. This week, we are going to start off with Mars. Why don't you introduce yourself and your character for our lovely audience?
Hello, I am Mars, and I am playing Maud, the Aramanes, and she has very unofficial titles.
You've got one.
Yeah, Valkyrie Hound ?
No, it's no
Tec-
question mark.
Technically, you are a hound.
hound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Valkyrie
yeah,
question mark,
yeah.
hound,
Yeah.
full stop.
Sure.
Up next, Thomas. Why don't you give us your introduction?
Hello, my name is Thomas, and I will be playing Randolph, Sheriff of Peel of Clan Gangrel.
Very nice. Next up, let's go to the Prince of Peel himself. Blue, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I am Blue, and tonight, perhaps for the last time, I will be playing your Prince of Peel, Gwyneth, Clan Zamitzi.
We shall have to see, won't we? What chaos will be abound. Up next, last but certainly not least, Rebecca. Why don't you give us your introduction?
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I play Keeper Sister Iris of Clan Lissombra. And, hopefully I won't be harassed by my sire this episode. We'll see.
I'm sure he won't do anything that'll cause you any trouble whatsoever. After all, he's only
No.
here to help
So
you.
unlike him.
He's here to help you. And unfortunately, we are down Drew for today's session, as he had some important family things that he needs to take care of. But we send him our love, and hopefully he will be back next episode to join us for the real penultimate episode of this chronicle. With that, I will do my introduction. Hello! I am Mark, aka the CatsMeow. This is my lovely vampire show. I hope you enjoy our TT RPG goodness and keep out an eye for more that is to come. With that, I think we can jump right in. This week, our preamble is going to be a little different than it usually is.
Ooh.
But first, some music.
Sick.
Music as always.
Yeah.
Music as always.
Music is always.
You see me shiver with Antissa.
Antisep.
Antiseptic?
Patient. Darling.
We find ourselves focused upon a mountain top where we see a trail is being walked along by a horse, a man who is guiding the horse, and a figure that sits upon the horse's back, riding up the mountain to the very top A lookout that has been there for quite possibly centuries, if not longer. We see that ice and snow cover the top of the mountain and the steps that lead up to its peak. We see the man who is walking along covered in furs, but is still physically shivering under the cold air of the night. We look up to see a crescent moon, the only form of light on this mountaintop, shining down among the stars, brighter, allowing the sight to those who are keen of senses, keen of eye. As we see the horse and the man guiding the horse arrive on top of the mountain, the lookout itself goes out, showing the entire right side of the island. Or should I say, actually, it would be the eastern side of the island. As we see a small, large port city that we would recognize as Douglas. The figure on the horse steps off, helped down by the man who is guiding him up the mountain. As we see the hood pull back, we see revealed Gwynedd, the Prince of Peel. As he steps out towards the ledge where the lookout is. What's going through Gwynedd's mind?
Gwynedd is, he's a little conflicted. You know, the city of Douglas is not his community, but it is still a community, and you know, doing willful damage is not great on his path. But this is important. You know, this is for the money. Demons, it's not good. So, yeah.
And as you are
Do what you gotta do.
focusing on this, we see the winds pick up around you. We see your cloak fluttering in the wind as we see the form of a smoky shadow curl around. Ah, seems you're finally making a stand, dear Gwynedd.
Not for you.
I know. You make so for your people, for the city that you are here to protect. It's almost admirable. But are you sure you have the power to do what you desire? Because I can guarantee that you do not.
Now. Really? How so?
You command the waves, but to command so at such a distance to achieve what you wish it to achieve, you will not find success. Not without help.
Well, there's one way to find out, isn't there?
Do you want to succeed?
I do.
Then what if I could offer you the power to do so? To guarantee your success?
I would say this is only one step in a long-term plan. And more help will be needed later. I'm sure you know that, which is why you're here.
I can give you the help now, and of course the help later. But if you wish to succeed in this aspect, know that I am here to aid.
For a small price.
A small price. You see the wisps pull in a direction towards the other man, who seems to be trying his best to keep warm on the on the tall mountaintop. But he is turned away from you, and the wisps seem to indicate his direction. But a small sacrifice, and I will give you the power you need to crush the infernal force that has infiltrated the city of Douglas. But a small sacrifice, a single life to save thousands.
Small to some, but it's all he has. How can I take that from him?
You are the king. It is your responsibility to think of all, not the individual. His life has been lived.
It's true.
And what's better than to give someone a greater purpose? I'm sure you can comprehend that by doing this, you would give his life more purpose than it ever had in his entire existence. For the greater good, dear Gwyneth. For the greater good.
Of course, you're only concerned with the greater good, I'm sure.
I'm concerned with your concerns. This is all I ask. One life. And I will give you what you need. I'll also remove what has been placed upon you for your previous transgression. Consider it a clean slate, if you accept it now.
It will not be today.
It needs to be.
Or
You will not get another opportunity. This is your last chance, Gwen. Purge the evil before it sets root for eternity.
and if this is evil, then what are you?
Opportunity.
Of course.
I do not concern myself with heaven or hell, but simply to awaken the desires of others. I'm here to help. Always have been, always will be. Whether you trust me or not, the power I hold is true, as is the power I can gift.
Respectfully, I'm going to decline.
Then let it be upon your head.
It always was going to be.
A shame to see you waste such an opportunity, but I suppose it is your choice. Good luck, Gwyneth.
Thank you for
You'll need
recognizing
every
that.
bit of it. As the whispers fade into nothingness, the wispy smoke returning to the snow. What would you like to do now?
Let's give it a shot.
Alright then.
So it's so hard for me to see all of you and my character sheet. Let's make it work.
I wish my demon talked to me.
No, don't wish that. All right. So this is going to use Kanalahin to try to flood the catacombs in Douglas. And so it's 1 willpower to activate and 1 to guarantee at least 1 success, right?
Yep.
And let's see. It's something occult, right? What am I rolling?
It'd be intelligence occult, I believe.
Okay, that is what's up, and what's the difficulty?
The difficulty is... Did I write it in the power?
You wrote what to roll, but I'm not sure if you wrote the difficulty.
Normally, it's the dot rating of the power plus 3 in terms of difficulty. It's weird
Yeah.
with Kreiner though.
I believe we'll go with that one. So what dot level is this? I think this is level...
This is level 2.
Level 2 plus 3, so that would make it 5. However, with the distance you're doing, it'll be a plus 3 on top of that.
So 8.
8. Difficulty 8.
Okay, alright. For the win. So that's 3 successes.
3 successes. You focus in as you connect yourself to the land, feeling the pull of the earth and then extending your vision outwards before you can feel the touch of the waves brushing against the shore of the island. Focus inwards, calling forth the power that is within you, the power of the spirits. The flow of the waves move to your will as you focus upon the city of Douglas, channeling forth the flow of the spirits of the Irish Sea, pulling them forth as you watch them begin to rage against the edge of the city. You watch as they cover the docks in water. You see ships pushed into the city itself, crashing against the stone. And you watch as the entrance to the catacombs near the edge is flooded. The waves continue to crash even as your control of them fade, as a storm rages centered entirely on the edge of Douglas. I'm gonna say this counts as wanton destruction. Sin 5 on your path.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right then. I need you to roll your conscience.
How do I do that?
It should be on the roll page. The dice page,
Under
rather.
dice, it's up at the top near like
Yeah.
I see
self-control,
it.
courage,
Got
and
it.
willpower.
And you will be
Got
rolling
it.
conscience at difficulty 8 in this case.
You
Should be able to adjust
so I
difficulty.
change the number to 8 from
Yep.
what it is now?
Correct.
Okay. Did it do it? Oh, it's not registering.
1 success! As it completes, you feel this hollow pit in your chest. This horrible feeling overcomes you as you are filled with regret. You see the pain and anguish you have caused. Though you can't hear it, you can see the people squabbling, screaming. It hurts. Like a knife to the heart. But it is done. And with that, you would watch as Prince Gwynedd gets back on his horse and rides back down the mountain, returning to Peel. It is at this point we are actually going to do our recap. Who would like to lead the recap of last session?
I would like to.
Sure
That's
thing.
good. Right. Cool. Well, for episode 21, we began with a vision. The cold north, far more than the Isle, was a large stretch of coast. Norway. It was. There were civil wars and claims for kingships and crowns and conquests. But we focus in on the king of Norway, or someone who sits as king, the alderman, deep in thought. Perhaps it is time we reclaim what has been lost to us. And he has a spear, 2 ravens, and they send their worship to the true king, the Allfather, Odin, and set sail for the Isle. And then, we have Randolph and Maud coming to the church after the werewolf attack, where they seek out Iris for some sort of healing and sustenance, where we run into someone who comes wishing to speak to the person in charge. And they introduce themselves as Rorik, and we find out that they are a guru. So we take her to meet the prince, who is not there. He's off studying, apparently. Studying. But he has left the seneschal in charge. Was it Lewin? Is that his name?
Yeah, I think it's Lewin.
Llewellyn. It
Llewellyn.
might be a different
Yeah.
pronunciation.
I just say Llewellyn in my head.
Yeah. But yes, and there's to go speak about a potential non-aggression pact. But before that, Snorri talks to Bride, talking about Lilith and the truth of the goddess, and gives Maud a leather book. And then, so yes, Rorik is quite amused about Llewellyn, who's declared himself seneschal, and Snorri departs after being insulted, and we later learn has gone to Marana to tattle on the prince for naming a seneschal without her knowledge. Where are we? There's a big old discussion where we talk about the non-aggression pact, and then we focus on Rorik, who has a conversation with their pack, and it seems to go okay. So we're possibly going to be in talks with the Garou. Hopefully, we'll see. And then, oh yes, Maud left a bite on Iris's herd member, and it didn't quite heal up. So when she was burying them, we got a visit from Elijah, who is, an asshole and a creep. And he belittled Iris's faith and, kept trying to brush her hair away. And just general creepiness. And yeah, it told her to grow stronger and use the power that that she has. So, and then there's a bird flying above that Randolph sent because Randolph is spying on Iris due to the mistrust and uncontentedness that she and Maud seem to have with the prince, but he can't spy on Maud because Maud will just talk to the bird and figure it out. But yes, and then at the end we saw this little dark figure following Elijah with one smooth arm and one bulbous, with one glowing eye peering out of a stone mask. Yes. I believe that was everything. I think that's where we left off.
Sounds good. Alright then. With that, we cut to everyone returning to their homes or to their havens, as the night comes to an end. And the day threatens to rise. Each of you returning to your respective havens, crawling into your spaces as you prepare for the eternal rest of the damned. But then watch as the day passes over the top of Peel, before eventually setting in the distance, as you all awaken and arise for the next night. With that, what are the plans of our dear Cadence? I assume you all want to have a chat with the prince?
Yeah.
How apparent is it that Douglas was flooded upon waking the next night?
Not very.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a distance away. Yeah.
It's a distance away.
Yeah.
The information may have traveled during the day, but there's no reason for any of you to be... Like, you didn't have anyone set up to inform you if something happened to Douglas.
I think
Sure.
Yeah.
in that case, Iris would probably, after that night, probably be looking at the shard.
Randolph would like to speak to the prince mostly about the werewolf stuff.
Okay.
Also get some food in him.
Yeah.
And what is Maud up to?
I think Maud would also want to talk to the prince, but about the setting up the ritual and Oswald stuff.
All right. And Prince Gwennet, are there any particular plans that you have for this night?
Definitely I need to check in with Shueishin about what happened while I was gone. And so made it home with no difficulty?
Yeah, it was fine.
Human escort good?
Yep,
Okay.
they guided you to
interesting.
fetch your home.
Okay. Okay.
All right, in that case, we will move to the meeting room.
The meeting room where I will live and die for the rest of my life. One more thing, Mark, because I'm trying to be fair.
Yeah.
Am I rolling for nightmares?
Oh, that's
Okay.
correct. You will be rolling for
Can I do
nightmares.
that again?
Your nightmares have
Yeah.
not ceased.
Tell me what to roll again. Is it current
Willpower difficulty 7.
Willpower
It's
difficulties.
permanent.
It's permanent willpower. You succeed.
Damn.
You manage to push back the nightmares so that they do
Yeah.
not affect you during the day.
Okay.
Right then. Alright, with that, Sheriff Randolph and Maud, you arrive as you see Gwennet is talking to Lewin, who has been informing you of the previous events. You also hear, as you two come in, you hear him saying, and I don't know, I just kind of panicked, to be honest. And I said I was the Seneschal, and I know you didn't formally give me the position, but you could take it away, of course, and just say it was just something I made as a mistake. You know, I misspoke or something along those lines. But I don't know how to react when there's a thing I don't quite understand. And then he stops as he sees the two of you in the doorway. Anyway, that is the extent of my report.
When one is unsure,
Did
the
well.
illusion of confidence and surety is well to have. Prevents attack.
See, he agrees with me.
You did well. I'm proud of you. You did what you had to do in the moment.
Oh,
More than I
Thank
asked of
you.
you.
You honor me with such things. I live to serve. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go spend the night trying to enjoy myself.
Please do so. You deserve it.
Leowyn leaves. And you three are left alone.
He tracks Llewellyn with his eyes, and as the door closes, and after a certain amount of time, Randolph would say, "It was a good instinct. It would perhaps be more appropriate to, not formally give him the title, at least not at this very moment. Others might see it as, well, there could be people more politically expedient to give the title to."
I agree
Yes,
with that.
certainly. That's why I didn't do it. And may I say, if I'd known what was going to happen while I was gone, would have made other plans. Good
No one
comments.
can predict the lupines. I didn't even know
Apparently.
they were on the island until I heard the reports of wolves. I didn't know they were in such force until, well, I will say I have healed the aggravated damage. I'm going to remove 5 blood, bringing me to below half blood.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
And he will say, but regardless, it's still a reality, and one we should face. Worst case scenario, we're going to be under siege for a good long while dealing with other matters. But Rurik, the name of the ambassador, who was not sent by the Lupines, but rather came of her own accord, she has confidence that we can stop from killing each other for a few short weeks. And I choose to share in that. The alternative is more worrying, of course.
Good to know they're not united.
I wouldn't say they're
Very dangerous,
not.
regardless.
Yeah, that's true, but I wouldn't say they're not united. It's just that they're not all thinking the same thing. Kind of like us. Just because not all of us are on the same page doesn't mean we're not united.
Especially
Hope
when
that's
facing
true.
a common enemy.
And both of you encountered them, I hear.
Aye,
How did that
Yeah.
go?
bad. Better than it could have gone, however.
Yeah. I made a
We
call,
were.
but not the right
Oh,
one.
yeah, sorry. It's understandable. I didn't make it known who they were at the time, and a lapse of judgment ensured a tense conversation, which would have turned into a fight before we could Scarper. But Scarper we did, and he will actually with like barely any like social taboo, he will like move aside the like ratty tabard and cloak he is wearing to show the jagged scar running like down from his neck to his navel, basically. Could have been worse.
Most definitely have been worse, and that was just one of them. No good.
My sire
I
told
do
me how
have
to
concern for.
avoid them.
Go ahead.
No, don't let it be. Avoiding them is best, and if we have to fight, ensure we have numerical advantage. I hope we don't have to.
Not all of us are within the city walls, so I do have concern for those Canaanites in the forest now. What of them?
Hmm.
Do we just abandon them?
I've informed everyone but Lady Twer that there are problems with the forest. I imagine the gifts of the moon would have told her such already, but I believe I can make the trek to alert her of such. We don't want anyone dying when we can prevent it. She was weakness.
Would hate to lose one of our Malkavians. And what of this rebel band, Amond and so on?
Heard nothing
They
from
are
him.
no friend to Douglas, but I hate to leave them out there to face this.
He will look to Maud, actually, who kind of met Eamon that one time as well, and he says, up to you. I'm inclined to let nature take their course with ones who aren't with us.
I would have to agree.
I can. Mm, we
Personally,
could
I
make
think.
the trek and. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, you go.
We could make the trek and alert them, but if their eyes are elsewhere,
No way to send a
means good things
message
for
without
us.
leaving.
Could tie something around a
I'd
bird,
hate
send the
to.
bird.
That would be much safer on both counts, honestly.
That's
Shouldn't want to risk the sheriff, but I would like to give them some sort of warning and invitation to safety in the city.
but to be fair, the cities, in terms of Canaanites, are bloated enough as is. I don't feel like we should be inviting others in. Not right now.
Maybe they can do it to Douglas. But no, if I were them, I'd shelter in place or go back to the mainland. As
Well,
far as
we can
things
at least
go,
give them a
sorry.
warning.
Aye, I can arrange that. But as far as things are, the werewolves, the guru, as they call themselves, he pronounces it way bad. If any werewolf were listening, they'd be wincing. But he says they supposedly have seen the same thing we have. There is a corruption in this land, one more than they see us as being. I think something big is happening, something soon. The focal point that was it Oswald? What's his name?
Tremere.
Oswald.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oswald, yeah.
The focal point that Oswald told us about was inside the caves that they're guarding. I don't know if that's going to be where we should be looking. Because if they're guarding it and they're on the hunt for the evil, they probably already know where it is.
I think it's a good
Agreed.
idea to. I think it's a good idea to inform Oswald as well, considering what our search there led us to, and I think it's also a good idea to get the witch ritual done sooner rather than later, if he's prepared for it.
Inform Oswald of. Sorry.
The caves, the focal point of the whatever he was looking into being where the wolf creatures are holed up. They built a town there.
They got
Well,
the
as a
spirits
member
under
of the
lock too,
council,
apparently.
I think we need to call full council and talk about what's happened, because it was inner council who spoke with the emissary, correct?
I will say, and ultimately it doesn't really matter should the desire be countermanded. Rorik did express the desire for secrecy in this, and I don't know how it will look if one were to make deals with a hereditary enemy, one wrenched in myth. If it's up to you, certainly. That said, I mean, they don't all really need to know.
I think that we have enough elder council members that it does our politics good to share some information. We don't have to share names or identities, but I think they deserve to know, especially we haven't officially announced that the Lupine are here upon us. I think
If
it's
they're
good
smart,
to meet
they
as a group
know.
for that. But this is the way of politics, Randolph. We don't simply assume that people know very important things that they will resent us for not telling them, even if they do. And as to the matter of these negotiations, if she can convince them to truly negotiate with us, I don't think it's enough to simply call a truce, because I think all of us know as soon as we destroy the first target, we are the second. So if we're going to negotiate, we must negotiate something for ourselves on the second count. But we don't even know if she's convinced her people yet, so.
I imagine I'll be the first, and if she fails, I imagine I'll be the first to know that as well. I have arrangements to meet with emissaries, and worst case scenario, it's an ambush, to which I will try to evade as best I can.
Speaking of those in the forest, how is Ragnar?
Ragnar's
Have you
good.
seen him?
Very on edge around the lupines, as he should be. But he is well. He, like I, want to get back on the trail, hunt for the things which lurk here, both physical and otherwise. But he and I both recognize when the earth shakes.
All right. Maud, you said you were prepared to do this ritual with Oswald and Bride. Is that right?
He gave his word that I could be present. We made the verbal agreement. I feel as though it's better to get answers sooner rather than later.
All right. I think we should call the Greater Council together and discuss what we now know.
Before
Keeping what we can of. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but before we call a council meeting, I'm curious as to how your research went. That's what Llewellyn mentioned, at least, as to why you were gone.
We shall see. Yet to be determined.
Right.
And I do apologize for being gone when all of this happened.
It happens. But once we find out where Bride came from, assuming, of course, Oswald is not lying a second time, we will find out if we have a traitor in our midst.
Yes, the first lie cannot be forgiven, but we need his help for now. I will say, speaking of what occurred while I was gone, I think it's important to at least name a standing seneschal while Sir Oliver is still in the clutches of the city of Douglas. That way, there's officially someone in charge. Should I be gone again? Something to think about.
Mm.
But
I know that there are a number of good possibilities. It will depend on how loyal they are. If you
yes.
want the loyalty of one of the members, I'd recommend offering Amir Oswald's life, should you plan to kill him for his lies. Otherwise,
Yes, I had considered that, actually.
Once he's outweighed his usefulness, we can just... But beyond that, as far as seneschals go, I'm not much of a politician. I wouldn't know who the best picks would be. First instinct, Sister Iris, but she's got a job.
She does, and I appreciate her counsel and disagreements with me, public though they may be. Yet, I fear we disagree so much she may not be a good representative for me in my absence. I will consider it. Maud, do you have any thoughts on the matter?
Not particularly.
That's fair. Well, if there's nothing else, then I say we call the entire council.
I'm gonna grab a bite first, but hi, definitely.
Alright.
Gwyneth,
I'll find Sister Marana.
roll
I'll
me
see if I can find Iris.
Gwyneth, please roll me a soak check.
Yep.
Your stamina. plus your
Yes!
Indeed.
I had a fucking feeling when I was
I
seeing
don't know how
those
to do
rolls.
that.
It depends on the type of damage,
This
but
is
it's basically a
lethal
pool you. It's a pool you construct based off your stamina.
stamina, and if you have
I
fortitude,
would-
you can add it. Otherwise, you just roll stamina.
I don't
I would-
have fortitude. I chose willpower
no.
instead.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I would make a pool in combat dice pools for soaking, because it's useful to have.
Oh, she's true. I gotta edit mine.
So I'm creating in combat dice, so I'm doing add. And then it's stamina
It actually would be
and
stamina.
nothing
It'd be nothing, yeah.
for ability. It's nothing. Cool, great.
And is not affected by wound penalties.
Okay. And it's not okay. And
Standard difficulty.
so there's no modifiers, and standard is 7 or 6. I can't
It's
remember.
6.
Okay, all right. Here we go. It does not want to roll tonight.
I think it's been a little slow.
I'm like, am I rolling it 5 times? I'm afraid to keep clicking it, but
I know.
You
it's
could try it.
literally doing nothing.
You could try just reloading your roll 20. That helps
That
sometimes.
is true. Yeah, it could be a roll 20 issue. Roll 20 loves to fuck up. It's its favorite little hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
More like roll 20 times, am I right?
Sorry, my computer's just being really slow too.
That's fine. It happens.
All right, now it's finally reloading. All right.
You just started bleeding. That's not normal.
Honestly, my
Probably the
head just fell
eyes.
off. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh,
It's all good.
music.
Oh, spooky music.
I don't know. You are below half, Randolph. What does happen if Gwyneth starts bleeding?
Oh,
So you
God.
have 1 point of lethal damage.
Oh,
As from the darkness, a blade flies out into your direction and lands square in your chest, right about where your heart is. I then need you to roll me. I need you to make a stamina roll plus fortitude at difficulty 8.
Okay, I don't have fortitude, so
Then just stamina.
You can just roll the same thing. But at difficulty 8 this time.
so how do I mark down lethal damage?
On the
Go to
first page.
yeah.
On
That reminds
primary?
me. Let me get rid of my ag.
On primary.
Yep, on primary, health is pretty much at the
It's near the
lower
bottom of the
right-hand
sheet.
corner.
And you just the box that says bruised, move it to that. So it should have a line through it now. And that represents lethal.
Okay. Alright, and then, alright, the other roll. Let's go back to dice.
Stamina difficulty 8.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Your stamina is reduced by 4.
Oh,
Does that make you 0?
Fuck.
It would
Sorry, say
go,
one
I
more time?
think, from your stamina is reduced by 4.
Does that bring your stamina to 0?
Yeah.
Alright. You instantly enter torpor.
Okay.
I want to turn the thing that did that into pulled pork.
Peering from the darkness, a man veiled in what looks to be similar clothing that you've seen before. Similar clothing, in fact, to Amir. However, this is not Amir. This is a man who wields what looks to be a large, curved blade in one hand and a knife in the other. Both of them are slick with a red, viscous liquid that looks to be blood. With that, I need both of you to roll me your initiative.
Alright.
Don't get a high enough initiative, he continues his actions before you guys get a turn.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
11.
18.
Okay. Let's see what he rolls.
Oh.
Go.
Thank God
Come
I got
on,
fortitude.
go a little bit slower than me.
Yeah, a little bit slower.
Let's go. $19.
No!
Oh.
God damn it.
So he gets the rest of his celerity actions.
Okay.
Indeed.
So, first celerity action, should I say, because he used his first action to stack Gwyneth. Second one, he throws another blade at Gwyneth. This time he doesn't get his catch
he's already dead.
unaware bonus. So this is standard difficulty for the attack. That's Prince Gwyneth's sheep.
No. Go in and
Roll to
attack
attack yourself.
Kill yourself.
Regular. 6 successes.
Jesus.
Fine.
I want to kill at least one
Roll
for
your-
Banu Hakim.
Oh wait, you don't have any stamina, do you? You take 3 points of lethal damage.
Okay, still looking fine. Ish.
Then he gets his next attack with his second celerity action. Let me just check how much celerity he has. Yeah, 10%. Here we go. 7 successes this time.
Ow. I don't like this guy.
Take 6 points of lethal. Any that go over turn into aggravated damage.
That would be 2, maybe?
Actually, that'd be around was 3 and 7? Or 3 and 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to count any of this, you guys. I have no idea.
Don't worry, I'll help you out.
Two
So fair.
activated, the rest
Yeah.
lethal.
Also, I did the wrong symbol. The X is activated.
Yes, makes sense, yeah.
So, 1, then 1, 2, 3, and then 3 over.
Oh.
I believe, right?
I thought you do bruised, then hurt, then injured, then wounded, then mauled, then crippled, then incapacitated, which is 7.
Yeah.
And he took 9, which would have been 2 over.
2 over. I think that's right.
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
So it was 1. No, but you're forgetting the first one of lethal damage that was taken.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, first, then 3 is 4. That's right. Good point.
So yeah, you watch as he throws one knife, steps forward, stabs into Gwyned's chest, and then rips it open. Before he uses his third action to run to the window, and his fourth action to jump out. A smashing of glass as he jumps out the window. At which point, you two get to act.
Christ.
I think, I know that the prince is in dire straits, and it's very bad to leave him. But if this guy manages to escape, it's going to be awful for everyone, and he can try again. I think the prince is alive. I've seen K-Knights take worse. There's no strategizing. There's just a wordless growl as Randolph goes to the window in the next action and will try and follow to get revenge for the prince before he secures him. Gotta make sure the active shooter is dealt with.
As you go to the window, you see the figure quite literally like falling down the wall, a hand gripped, leaving massive not scars, but marks in the
Grooves?
wall. Yeah, grooves in the wall as he falls down it, using his hand to stop his fall, before he eventually lands at the bottom and begins to run off into the street.
I fall faster. I'm gonna get him.
Alright then. So you just
I
jump
would
out
like
the
to
window?
activate celerity. I would like to activate celerity. My celerity rating is 3.
Alright.
I would forego caution and not fly down the wall as he did, trusting in my K-Knight constitution and my fortitude.
Alright.
I am low on blood, but I am angry.
Mm-hmm.
I will spend 1 point of blood for celerity, and I'm gonna go for it.
Okay. So, first celerity action, get you to the window. Second celerity action, jump out the window. As you land on the ground, you would have 2 actions left. As you can see, him is like just a little bit away from you, running in the direction towards the street. So you could get close enough to attack him. Alternatively, you could try and grab him or something.
He's got no actions left to dodge, so I'm going to spend another blood point to activate my feral claws,
Alright.
and I'm going to carve into his back before he gets to too public a place. And I believe I will have 2 actions with which to do so.
I would say... But actually, no, yeah, I'd say that. You have 2 actions.
Let's do it.
Also,
I'm
I
going
need you to make a
Yeah.
stamina plus fortitude roll. See if you take any damage from landing on the ground.
2 successes.
I'm gonna say you probably take at least 2 points of lethal.
Lethal and not bashing?
At this height, I'm gonna say lethal.
Let's do it.
Fair.
Actually, no, you're a vampire.
I
It would be
am-
bashing. It'd be bashing. Because you don't have the same physical makeup as a human, so it would be bashing damage. In that case, I'm gonna say it's 3 bashing.
Excellent. 3 bashing would be half. Is that half to 1 or 2?
We'll say 1.
All right. I am currently bruised. I am going to start clawing at this guy and seeing if he evades me.
All right.
All right. Claw number 1. That becomes 1 success.
1 success just hits. Roll damage plus 0.
Okay. Ah, no damage.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Your claws go to cut into him, but they just kind of claw against his
It is.
tight armor that you can feel has been, like, hidden among his wrappings.
Yeah, kind of get his clothing more than it actually gets him. All right. Gonna roll my second attack, which I hope will do a little bit better. That's much better.
Roll
9
plus 6.
successes.
Damn.
This could do a lot of fucking damage.
Come on, Space Jesus. Oh my god.
Oh, that's unlucky.
That is 2
Oh.
ag.
He gets to roll only his armor.
That is such a shame. Look at that.
Oh.
It's those 4 1s.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah. He has 1 dice.
Oh no.
Okay, so
Oh.
he's at least taking.
He
Okay, so
succeeds.
he's got
he takes
1
1
ag.
point of aggravated. 1 point of aggravated damage. Alright. With that, we cut to Maud. Maud, what are you doing as you watch
Right.
Assassin suddenly
Yeah.
throw a knife into Gwyneth's chest, throw another one, and then stab him repeatedly before jumping out of the window?
Yeah.
And then Randall following.
Yeah. I think instinctively Maud just kind of follows Randolph as best she can.
Alright,
I
you
think
get to the window.
regardless of her. Yep. I think deciding what
You've
to
got
do.
good
here.
celerity.
I do. Yes, I'm thinking. Yeah, because I could do celerity. I'm also wondering because it is a leap. I could also theoretically try my spiritus aspect of the beast because ferocity of the cat would. So not ferocity of the cat. Sorry, leapfrog would allow me to leap 3 times the normal height and distance. I'm curious if that is better. Like celerity, I
guess
not,
so, 'cause
like
you'd be able to do it, and I assume as part of it you would take less or no damage from jumping from certain heights.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that makes sense. So you can do
Yeah.
that if you would like, as one of your actions.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Although that's spending a point of blood, so I wouldn't be able to activate celerity this round. But
Okay.
am I still able to jump out the window without the celerity action?
You would either have to
If-
activate the ability or jump out the window. Or you could attempt to do it
Okay,
as
cool.
a split action, in which case you have 1 less dice and a +1 to the difficulty.
Yep, no worries then. I'll spend a blood to activate celerity instead.
Alright. Alright,
Alright.
with that, your first action, you make your way to the window, and
Yep.
you jump out.
Yep.
Alright, jump out, second action, land on the ground. This guy is now within reach. How many
Right.
points of celerity do you have out of curiosity?
I have 2. So my regular action is moving towards the window. First celerity action is jumping.
And then you have 1 more at the end
Then-
as you land on the ground. Also, I need you to make me a stamina
Yep.
fortitude roll. So roll.
Will do.
And this will be
Good
against
thing I
5
got through
bashing.
fortitude. Against 5 bashing. Cool. That should be fine. 6 and 5. 2 successes.
Alright, you take 3 points of bashing damage, halved to 1.
Yep. Okay. So how do I reflect that on my damage?
It'll be just a line.
Oh, just the slash.
Yeah, the slash.
Slash under bruised, so you don't have.
Oh, well,
Also,
for
I
me, it's
believe
my
you
extra
haven't.
bruise.
Yeah, because Maud has an extra
Yeah.
point of bruise.
I do. Alright. Yeah, so within attacking distance for that one action.
Yep, your last action is with attacking distance. What would you like to
Right. Well, I think Maud's just gonna kind of like lunge towards him and just kind of like try and like sink her fangs into like the closest part of him that she can reach.
do? First, you'd have to make a grapple roll.
Oh, grappling. Yes, sorry, grappling first. Yes.
All right.
Good to prevent him
Yeah.
from escape. And also, we
Yes,
don't know
that
what
too.
this guy can do.
That is very true. You're grappling first. Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
That will be
Alright.
strength plus athletics. Oh, strength roll actually.
Strength. Oh, strength roll? Amazing. Better for me, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, let me check. Actually, it's the same. Either way. Whee. Strength roll. 1, 2. Difficulty just standard.
Yep.
Cool. Ooh.
Nice.
All right,
All
five
right,
successes.
5 successes. He is grappled.
All right.
All right then. With that, the reach at the top of the initiative again. With the
Yep.
assassin. He's going
Oh,
to activate
God.
his celerity.
It was like what, 7 actions.
I wanted to eat yesterday. I want to do it this evening, but
mean, you can eat now.
these motherfuckers.
I'm grappling him.
hey,
You can eat now.
I'm gonna try, and it's gonna be bad for me. But Randolph doesn't know that.
All right. He's going to strike each of you once.
While grappled.
They could probably get me, but I don't know if it could get Randolph or grappled.
Randolph would be close enough. You guys are both. Because you both
That is
went
true,
to
fair.
attack him.
That is true. We did.
Essentially, he'd be like stabbing Maud with the sword while he swings outwards as you're like grabbing onto him, into Randolph.
Ooh. Okay.
So first one, this one will be against you, Maud. Would you like to use one of your
Okay.
actions to dodge?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because this would be a new turn. Would this count as a new turn?
This will count as a new turn.
Yes. Then I will spend a blood to activate celerity, and I'll use one of my celerity actions to dodge.
All right. Oh, he rolled like shit.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Couldn't have rolled like that when he was hitting the prince. Come on.
He only needs one success to hit.
That is true. Yeah. All right. Dodging would be Dex.
Athletics.
Dex athletics. Okay. Amazing.
Plus celerity.
Yes. Dex athletics.
I hate fighting Assamites. They're my people.
They're also very good at taking people down.
Oh,
Indeed.
100%. Yeah. Dodge. 5 successes.
Doesn't come yet up yet on my screen.
Oh, it isn't? Weird. Is it on other people's screens?
No, I can't see it
You
yet.
might need to reload.
I see you roll
Oh.
5 successes.
Oh, here we
There
go.
it is.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just roll
she
it
dodged
regardless.
that.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah, I
one,
was
it's
just lying.
Randolph. Randolph, would you attempt to dodge this?
I would attempt to dodge, activating another point of my celerity.
Alright.
Mhm.
5 successes
Oof.
to hit.
4 successes to dodge, so he gets
Just
me.
hits. Alright then.
Still safe.
No modifier.
I need armor at some point.
Oh.
Roll your fortitude plus stamina.
Come on, Randolph.
I'm going to spend a point of blood to, and I'm getting real low now,
Oh, no.
to do my fortitude as auto successes.
Alright.
bringing it down to 3. And I'm just
Alright,
gonna
then you
roll
need to
my
roll
regular
stamina against 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Da, 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 da.
And this will be without your fortitude.
No dice.
Take 2 points of lethal damage as this blade cuts into you. I then need you to make a stamina plus fortitude roll.
Absolutely. Diff 8.
Diff 8.
Let's do it. I am in fact going to spend a willpower on this.
Alright.
Good idea. Good idea.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Your stamina is reduced by 1.
I'm still good.
Okay.
And uses the next one to attempt to escape the grapple.
Fucking try.
He's going to.
I know he is, but he can try.
Strength plus athletics. Um. 6. He's going to spend his last point of. No, it actually is not going to. He's gonna what?
Oh, his last point of what?
He's gonna
Oh god,
spend
I
a
wish.
willpower point on this though.
Okay.
Three successes. I need you to roll your. Actually, here's the question:
Mhm.
do you wish to attempt to keep him grappled? Because it will cost you an
Yes.
action to keep holding onto him and fight him.
Oh, I know. I'm fine.
Alright,
I'm
then.
fine if that is my second celerity
In
action.
that case, strength and athletics. Difficulty
Sounds
6.
good.
You have to beat
Strength,
3
athletics.
successes or he gets away.
6. All right, of course. Well, if any
Hate to rules lawyer for the other team 4 successes. Because he spent a point of
That's right,
willpower.
4 successes.
Oh no, that is fair. That is fair. How could you do this? 7 successes.
Alright, with 7 successes, he's still grappled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna attempt to do. Actually, no. He's instead going to strike you, Maud, again.
Yay! Have fun.
Would you like to attempt to dodge this using one of your extra actions? Assuming you have any left.
No, I don't have any extra actions left because I used one of my. Actually, I haven't used my regular action, but it's not been my actual turn yet.
You can still use it to dodge if you would like.
That is true. That means I wouldn't be able to attack him, but this for avoiding damage, I suppose.
It's up to you.
If he hits you,
Yeah.
hard enough and gets that venom in you, you
Yeah,
might
we're
just
kinda
get
fucked.
torpid like the prince.
That is true. Yeah, I think I'll avoid that as best I can. So I will spend my regular action to dodge.
Alright. He rolled 4 successes.
All right. 2 successes.
2
Not enough.
successes, so he hits with 2. Damage increased by 1. Roll your stamina plus your fortitude.
All right, I will certainly be spending a point of willpower.
Alright.
I just need to mark that down. Oh no. Alright.
This
see if I
guy.
can stick this. 3 successes.
You take 1 point of lethal damage, and I need you to make
but
a
still.
stamina plus fortitude roll.
Might will spend willpower again.
Difficulty 8. Technically, you can.
I can, yeah, I will.
You can burn all the willpower you want. It's fine with me.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I don't
know.
like this. I don't like that tone of your voice, mister.
It's fine.
Difficulty 8.
Alright, difficulty 8. 1 success.
1 success? Your stamina is reduced by
I'm-
3.
Okay. Oh.
Does that bring you to 0?
I think so. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Maud
Yeah.
drops to the ground in torpor.
Yep.
There's all his actions. Next up, Randolph.
All his actions, you say? I
Yeah.
still have
Go, go,
3
go, go, go.
attacks.
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can take him down in a whirling dervish of claws, as even though he is no longer grappled, this is probably going to be the last time that Randolph can take this guy
Actually, how
down
many
before
attacks
he
is
either
that?
has to... 4? 1 to me, 1 to her, 1 to her, 1 to try to escape the grapple.
4, you say?
Oh no, there's one left.
Yeah, he's got 1 action left.
Oh,
He has 4
yes.
points in celerity.
Yeah. Yep.
Indeed. Would he like to use one of them to dodge?
He is... Actually, no, on his turn, he would have used one of them to run.
I follow.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So you have to
Yeah,
use one of your actions to run after.
Sounds good. So I have celerity 3. I used one of my celerity actions. I will use one of my celerity actions to get there. I have 2 attacks.
Alright. At this
Okay.
point, he's getting to, like, near the edge of where the castle walls meets the water.
By that point, like, he can follow him in the water pretty well. He won't have the blood to withstand any kind of additional attacks. Okay. First go. 3 successes to hit.
Roll +2 to your damage.
That is 6 successes.
Gets 1 from his armor. No, he takes 5 points of aggravated damage.
6, I think you'll find, with the powerful specialty, unless that doesn't count.
Yes.
It would in this case.
Yeah. Let's go Randolph.
You're going nowhere.
Sorry, Maud.
You come into my house.
You cut through him with your claws, digging deep into him.
If he is not dead,
What's the rules for healing aggravated?
it requires 5 blood. And according to DA V20, full night's rest.
Isn't there a way to do it using a point of willpower?
I think in regular V20 you can do that in addition to the one you do it in the full night's rest. However, it is your game.
I'm gonna
I
look
can't
up
remember
what the
seeing it
rules
in
are.
the...
Yeah.
If he's not dead, my next attack is going to be a lot less clawy and a lot more headbutting in their face.
Yeah. Thank you, mouse, for not working.
No. Headbutt him until he dies.
You know what? I'm gonna say he can use a point of willpower to heal aggravated. That means you guys can do that too. So remind me of that if it ever
Very
comes
nice.
Okay.
Will do.
up. Mostly because I think it's fair for you guys to have something so you don't die instantly.
Fair.
Indeed.
5 points, and another point of willpower. He is not incapacitated.
Indeed. How's he looking?
He is currently crippled. Is a -5 to everything he does. You can see as you like cut into him, you can see like the tendons, like in his body have like torn out and are like collapsed to the ground. You can see the dead organs are like falling out. the only mind he pays it is to like try and hold them in as he's trying to fend you off.
Better look for you. I am going to. I believe if I hit him like that again, it's probably gonna finish him off. I kind of want him alive. Uh, I think the situation's bad enough that him dying is probably best, rather than risking his escape. Even if it means that we don't find out more. I think I'm going to take a second claw attack against him, with my
Alright.
final action for this turn. That is 3 successes, which becomes 5.
That is a hit. Roll +4 to your damage.
2.
2 successes. It is enough to knock him unconscious.
Yay!
However,
Okay. He's got that one merit, which means if he falls unconscious, he explodes.
yeah, no.
Oh god!
Vampire equivalent of a cyanide pill.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
As you cut through him, you watch as his guts tear open. The body collapses to the ground, lifeless. As his body enters. He needs only one more point of aggravated damage for him to be destroyed, and he cannot resist.
Indeed. Hungry, angry. I think the only thing suffusing him more than the pain from the cut that he took, more than the lagging feeling of the venom inside him, it is the euphoric rush of triumphing over a foe. And I think this close to the water, still inside the castle bounds, he is going to take this figure. He is going to walk back. He is going to get Maud. He is going to bring them into the castle as quietly as he can. If he encounters a mortal, that he has to eat them. He really wants
just to let you know, if you don't kill him, it will be against your path.
Good point. I kill him.
Oh, fair.
All right.
I think. Now here's the thing. Randolph doesn't know what Assamites do.
No, you don't.
And he's hungry. I think he would like to drink his fill. Like not deablerized because he doesn't quite know how. But he would like to consume some blood.
Well, you can still attempt to, even if you don't know how. You just keep drinking until.
Just keep sucking.
Just keep sucking.
Stop it!
At this point, I would like you to make a self-control roll. This one will be at difficulty. Where are you at, Carl? Yeah, difficulty 9. As you feast upon the potent blood.
Indeed. It is instinct, but it is still 0 successes.
Yep, doesn't matter. You drink and drink and drink. You gain. Here we go. 10 points of blood.
I am very nearly full.
Wonderful.
As I go, as my efficient digestion turns what is within the body into ever more sustaining vitae.
Now, to find the rules for Diablo.
I take 7 ag.
Yay!
Oh, no!
Yes, Diablerie!
Oh my god! Oh no!
I didn't expect this to happen.
Hey, I was hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Make a strength roll, difficulty 9.
Which roll?
Strength plus potence, difficulty 9.
Let's do it.
You can spend blood to make them auto successes.
I would like to spend blood to make it auto successes. I don't have potence though.
There's a potence.
Oh, if you don't have potence, then you can't do that. Sorry. I meant if you had potence, you could do that.
Indeed. Can I blood buff?
You can indeed blood buff.
I would like to.
You can also do so each round. One thing to take in mind that this is a slow process of each round, and there's no one here to stop you.
Yeah, more
Okay.
just...
Actually, roll me a d10 and tell me high or low.
Low. A 6. Slightly higher than low.
It would need to be a 9 or a 10 for what I was thinking to happen. So
Okay.
Oh
You're
my
good.
god. Okay.
I am going to. It says Wolf Claw. That's just because it's my strength thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it 9. 1 success.
1 success. That's all you needed.
Oh.
You already filled him up with aggregate
Very
damage.
nice. Very good.
All right.
Just keep drinking.
Love it.
Sorry.
Do-do-do. Okay, I need you to make me either a self-control or... No, this would be an instinct roll for you. Instinct roll. What's your current road rating?
My current road rating is 6, I believe. I
6.
was at 7, but I degened.
Instinct
Alright.
difficulty
That's alright.
4.
It got me here. 1 success.
That's all you needed. As you pull forth something deeper in the blood, something so much more potent and delicious and full of power and life and death, all of it wrapped up to one in a sensation you haven't felt in centuries. To a human, they might describe it to something as simple as an orgasm. To you, it is something far more divine. It is a taste of true power at its source. The source of all canine kind floods into you as you feel something deep within awakening.
Yeah. This is soul deep. This is something pure and primal, and it's the kind of thing that his sire told him about that he never quite believed.
Let me have a look at your generation. Okay. Yeah, your generation doesn't change,
Ooh.
as he was the same generation as you.
This guy's a tough one. Hope nobody misses him back home.
Jesus.
They'll have to send me more. Are you okay?
Rebecca's dying.
If this creature left anything but ashes, when you awaken Gwynedd, you would have a gift.
The only thing that is left is its sword and its actually it'd just be its sword at this point. Large curved
Nice.
Arabian blade. And nothing but a pile of ash before you.
He laughs into the cold night air, feeling stronger than ever before. He'd imbibed of Canite Vitae, and even killed one that he drank from. But this, he can get used to this. This is great.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Oh,
Let's see
no.
what other rules there are, because the rules aren't well defined for Diablerie. It's pretty
Yeah.
loosey-goosey.
The best resource I found comes from like the Talmahare book, which is a guide to the Black Hand and stuff. But even then, it's weird.
Yeah, but that whole book's weird.
Very much so. Hey, you can play as one of these guys who live inside the underworld. Why are you in a
Nonetheless,
normal coterie?
still need to make a G-Generation roll, just for the act of Diablerie.
Let's do it.
So this will be your conviction at, I'm gonna say, difficulty... This is going to be difficulty 8 for you.
Let's do it. 1 success.
That's all you needed. Power belongs to those who can take it for themselves, no matter what it is. You were simply the stronger predator, the better hunter. There's nothing more to it than that. However, we're going to discuss this later, but you do gain a derangement for this.
Ooh.
And you're going to get some other things that I will talk to you about later. Mostly because I don't want to do it because we're in the middle of a session.
Fair.
Yes, 100%.
But there are some benefits to this.
Indeed. Hey, it's not just a good feeling. People do this for a reason.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to cut away from this scene. As we cut to Sister Iris. As you look upon this piece of obsidian glass, you can see it's as if something behind it moves of its own accord. Something that's trying to reach out to you, to contact you. But it remains distant.
I know I shouldn't listen to him. But knowledge is power.
Intelligence occult. Difficulty 7. And you will get your specialty for this.
Intelligence cold, but difficulty 7. That is 2 successes.
As you focus in on, you see something slide onto the other side of the glass. A tendril that presses against it.
Put my finger
Watch as it
up to it.
moves towards your finger, lining up with it.
This shouldn't be possible. She'll go to the desk and pull out a regular hand mirror.
You see nothing in its reflection but the wall behind you. And the
Back
other
at
one,
the
you
shard.
see a faint outline of a shadowy figure with that small little wisp pressing against the glass.
Going to take the finger that she was pressing against the shard, set the mirror down on the table, and just bite her finger open and look at the blood that comes out. normal?
It's deep vitae. A dull reddish color.
Hmm. Put a drop on the shard.
You watch
Sort of like
as
look at it like a petri dish.
the little shade behind it almost seems to curl around the droplet of blood before you watch little bits of the darkened vitae begin to separate, clinging onto the mirror, leaving behind the normal deep red that one finds with the color of blood, with this dark black, almost ichor, pulling to the sides and fading into the mirror.
What are you?
See the whisper continuing to move around the mirror. You watch as it pulls back into the darkness, disappearing, before it slams against the glass, and then whispers back down to the small wisp that it was before. You can tell it wants to see, it wants to experience. It wants what it can't feel where it is now. It wants freedom. What any creature wants.
How are you meant to help me? How are you meant to... Or are you just a trick? Just another thing that he needs me for.
Continues to move like a wisp against the glass. Other than that, it does not respond.
You'll put it down. Ponder for a moment. Go over, scan books, anything she can find on, like, Looking Glass, occult, shadows, anything that...
Another intelligence cult, difficulty 6 this time.
Five successes.
As you pour through all the notes and books that you have, you find one that was lent to you by your mentor, or one of your mentors. The Father Isaac. As you open it up and look into it, it speaks more about the denizens of the abyss. That there are many that exist within it. Some of them creatures that are closer to beasts. Others seem to have a strange, almost eldritch intelligence to them. They know things that should not be known. Questions that have been lost to time. He even ponders if there is some remnants of them that might have, at some point, met the Almighty. Some of them that he has spoke of knowing angels and demons, far before the creation of humanity. He has never known any of them to lie. But that is not to say they cannot be deceitful in what they tell. He says the trading with them is dangerous, but can be potentially valuable. But in his own belief that they should not be trifled with, and that he himself has cut off his connection to them. Though he does write a note that his brother has not, and that he worries for him.
Doesn't surprise me. Elijah always was arrogant. Isaac was prudent.
Otherwise, they can be bound to service, and they do that service well. Whether it be as assassins, spies, bodyguards, information holders, scholars. They can do it all. But it comes with a price.
Everything. I can't make another one. Unless that's... Could that be him? Or was he the one following Elijah? This is too much. Should ask someone else. It's getting late. Early. Suppose I should go to the castle.
At this point, the doors to your chamber slam open as a figure runs in.
She just kind of hides the shard behind her back, like,
Yeah.
Nothing.
Hold on. Let's actually take this to the right map. That might help. It's just you. And the figure enters, revealing Sir Percy. As he steps in the room, aghast, and goes, Sister Iris, something terrible
What is
has
it?
happened. The prince was attacked.
Oh no. Oh, how so? Sorry, that's not the... JK. Attacked? How?
An assassin broke into the meeting room. Well, I was having a
One
conversation
of the
with
Fjords?
Randolph and Maud. The prince is incapacitated, as is Maud.
Alright. I have to go immediately. Let's go.
That he runs
And
off.
without even thinking, she doesn't even put the shard down. She doesn't think to, and she's off.
Alright. Let's do this for now. At this point, Gwynedd, I would like you to spend 1 point of 1 point of blood.
Okay.
You are no longer incapacitated. Maud, I would like you to do the same.
Yippee, I shall.
Gwynedd, as you come to, you find yourself lying on the ground, and you feel an intense burning hunger within. As you look down to see that your chest has been sliced open, and your internal organs and muscles have been made a mess of. As you look to the side, you see your arm is like barely hanging on by a few tendons. At this point, the door swings open, and Iris enters, along with noticing that Randolph is already there, and the body of Maud is on the ground. As Maud, you two start to come to. As one of your... Actually, I want to have a look. How much
Mortis
lethal
is
did you
bruised.
take?
I only
Oh
took
yeah,
2.
you're just bruised.
Yeah.
Maud, you are still unconscious for the time being. Actually, no. You are no longer unconscious, because the assassin is dead.
Yay! Is my
Oh,
stamina
yeah.
back to full, or yeah? Is my stamina fine, or?
Yeah, your stamina returns to normal. Same with you, Gwyneth.
Yippee!
I think Iris will run in and then immediately like start to go to Maud, but then see that the prince is actively gutted, and then just sort of stop in her tracks and look over to Maud and then go to the prince. How did this happen?
You
And-
kill him, Randolph.
I did. And looking to Iris, he'll say, he wasn't in the best position to see what occurred. An assassin leapt from the shadows, throwing a knife, slick with some kind of venom. And you will see that he has a new addition. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he has a new addition to his repertoire, a curved blade. He will say, just like a mirror, not quite him.
I would like everyone to make a perception plus awareness roll. The difficulty is 12 minus your current road rating.
Ooh. Okay.
Do I have to make this?
No, you don't.
So
have
like
to
the
make this.
bearing on our
Indeed.
path.
Your current road
Yes.
rating.
Perception minus,
Is that what that
or
means?
sorry,
Perception
Yes.
plus awareness. Yeah.
What?
And it is the difficulty is equal to 12 minus your road rating.
Which is the bearing on our path.
It's
That's
the
how many
current
points you have
dots
on
you
there.
have on your path, but yes.
Cool. Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was looking for clarification of, because I couldn't see road rating written on the
No, it's all
sheet.
good.
Cool. All right. So it is.
And is that on
Okay, that's not bad.
the first page?
Yes.
It is on the first page.
Yeah. And it was a perception awareness.
Awareness. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Eyes that see. If only I could see what I got. 3.
4.
Hey. Randolph's feeling himself.
Gross.
Not like that. Not like that. There's just something deep within me, which is.
Yeah, I wish.
There you go.
Okay.
What?
All of you can feel it. This sense of dread while you're around Randolph. Something about him is predatorial, dark, and powerful. It is a source of unease that is prevalent as you look upon him. He seems almost paler, darker.
Knives got thrown and he stabbed Gwynedd while he was on the ground, carving into his belly. He tried to jump out the window, but Maud and I followed. He would have gotten away if Maud hadn't held him tight.
Hmm.
But eventually, the poison that he had, at least I think it was, though it seeped into my veins and seeped into hers, he tried to escape one last time, and he failed. And it was the last mistake that he ever made. The assassin is dead.
Well, I'm glad that you're all right.
We're gonna have to figure
Well
out
done,
who sent
Randolph.
him and where he came from.
Indeed.
Assassinations don't happen for no reason. They were sent by somebody.
Hmm.
Certainly.
You did well to kill him and avenge your prince. But we're no closer to finding out who or why anyone would want to assassinate Gwyneth.
Hmm.
I am the target in this city because I am the prince. And when whoever sent him finds out they failed, they will send another.
Randolph looks far too pleased about that, a predatory grin almost gleaming in the dim light of the room. Another assassin coming means another chance to kill them.
At this point, a figure enters the
Assassin.
room in a rush.
Oh boy.
Amir.
Amir, you heard
Amir.
as well.
Yes, the man that I
I
wanted to
have
see.
heard that there was an attack. That's not his accent.
I have heard.
Cancelled.
I have heard there has been an attack. What happened?
Man came in, dressed a little like I've seen you wear. Knives, blades, coated in a slick venom. Dead now. But he'll kind of, like, with a practiced flourish, kind of twirl the scimitar.
He'd make his way over to it. Also, I don't think it's actually a scimitar, but it's a
Yeah,
curved blade.
slightly curved
I forget
sword.
I forget the
Saber,
actual
maybe.
name of the blade, but it's
Falchion?
he would.
Sickle?
It's not quite a falchion. Not a sickle either. Sickle's too curved.
True.
It's an
Some sort.
it's an Arabian blade. I forget the name of it, but he comes forward to look at the blade, and he would look over it, and he would go, "I have seen this blade before. It belonged to a brother of mine."
I think Randolph is still in that very predatory, not quite bestial, but more hunter. He will say, "Sorry for your loss."
Oh, he died decades ago. No, it was taken up by the
Hmm.
traitor to our blood. So I am
Oh.
glad that you killed him.
In that case, you're welcome.
Do you know anything about it? About them?
I know that he was, as I had discussed, was the prince hiding out in Douglas.
An assassin from Douglas, then?
Cannot say.
Hmm.
All I know is that he had turned traitor against his clan, and was the reason I was here. I was here to hunt him down. Seems you have done that for me.
I think in this moment, and it's strange to those on the path of humanity, Randolph will actually look like a little bit like crestfallen at that, like this is a bad thing that he's done, and he'll say, "Sorry about that. I know how I'd feel if someone were to do that for me."
Don't feel too bad.
If it
As long as he got what he deserved in the end.
That he did. Randolph will take this moment to stowing the blade. He will go over to where Gwynedd is and kind of, if his help is accepted, kind of move to, if not quite feet, then a sitting position. How damaged is Gwynedd still?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try to determine. But then
Would you like to attempt to heal the other points of damage you have taken that you can heal?
Yeah, I'm not
That
sure
will
how that
cost
works.
you
I was gonna
3
ask.
points of blood. You can heal the lethal damage that
Okay.
you have taken. The aggravated damage can only be healed during torpor, or you can spend a willpower and 5 points of blood. Otherwise, you just have to spend 5 points of blood during a torpor to heal them. And you can only do 1 per day, 1 per night.
Lethal, it's
Let's
at 1
just
per
do the
lethal?
3 points.
1 per
Yeah.
lethal.
Yeah, I think Mortal spent 2 points of blood to heal her lethal.
Alright?
Already healed mine.
yes, seeing that Randolph is now going
So
to the
split lethal in half.
prince. Iris will go to Maud and check up on her.
Iris.
What's your take on it?
Personally, it's good that the threat was taken care of, but it does unnerve me that we weren't able to find out why exactly they were sent.
I find it difficult to believe that they would attack first the prince. They're normally other people to go through. It feels, well, I didn't want to say personal, but a statement seems like it was trying to be made.
I guess that depends on who sent them, but because some people might try to aim for that straight away, others might have a more personal reason. We'll
Have we
just have
seen?
to. There you go.
Oh, I was just going to say if we'd seen Nori or Morana or anyone else today.
Not particularly. We were about to call a meeting until,
I assumed.
yeah, I was going to go see if I can find you, but
Seems I found you.
did everything go all right with the? She kind of gestures to her neck.
He didn't make it. And
I'm sorry.
I know.
Well, I won't feed from your herd again. I don't want to.
We can figure out some other sort of way. Just collect it. It doesn't have to be direct.
At
But
this time,
there is something.
you hear the sound of Percy standing to attention once again, drawing attention to him being in the room. Excuse me, my prince. I have a report that I need to give you.
Very well, Percy. Continue.
Ships have been spotted sailing towards the Isle of Man. Reports are that they bear with them an army from Scotland.
Interesting.
They seek to unseat Olaf the Black.
Fine business, then.
They will arrive here in 6 days. At least that's my estimate. Not a lot of time.
Indeed, not much time at all. Thank you for that. Percy?
He bows.
Never rains, but instead it pours. Right, let's
I
think
was
about
about
what
to
we
say the
know.
same.
The assassin was in Douglas, hiding from retribution from your clan, Amir. The people who would know about his presence would likely be those within Douglas or those particularly attuned to the underworld. I imagine this was an assassination attempt due to our knowing about the Infernal and them wanting to put this city into disarray. Alternatively, it's probably not too more political than that. Army coming. Bad. I don't know the readiness of the Kynes forces, and with Sir Oliver gone, we lack something of an in there. Sir Percy, do you think you'll be able to gauge King Olaf and the Lord of this castle's readiness for battle? You think it's something that can be won?
Who is this towards?
That's to Percy,
Percy.
Person.
who's the only knight.
Yeah. I would say it is possible. I won't really have a good idea of their forces until their ships land. And even then, I do not know if they have other allies who are coming to join them. I only
We
know
could
of
reach
the...
out to.
Indeed.
We could reach out to Blackwood. See what
And
he
James.
knows.
And James to see if he's as good as his word.
Perhaps try and see if we can have a parley with Douglas, Prince Atticus, and
I don't think this is anything we need to discuss among ourselves. It's probably best saved for the full council. I just have
if you want
one
to wait for
last
them to
request.
arrive.
I could round up as many people as you would like, Prince. It should not take more than... I could do so in half the hour. Perhaps sooner.
That's fair. I could help you find some as well.
Then it could be done even quicker.
Sure you're up to that.
I manage.
Sorry, we're rounding up people to do what?
The council.
meeting.
Have a
The
meeting.
council made it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Eh?
I should
That...
go with you. I think you might also be in danger.
Maud's not in
I do have
danger.
one
Maud
more
is the
question.
danger. Ah, you should have seen her.
I wish I did, but also my sire sort of made a threat against her.
Radolf, who knows this,
So,
goes, really?
He seems to feel that she, well, while technically true, that she is responsible for the death of one of my herd, and feels that he would be doing me a favor by so kindly avenging me, despite me not wanting it.
It'd be more appealing for him to kill her in front of you. Right?
I don't presume to know how he thinks.
I think he's a piece of work.
That's one way to put it.
I think he's
But
listening
if
to
it-
us right now.
If it helps you feel more at ease,
Possible.
Iris, I appreciate the company.
Try to protect you.
I do have one more question. Sorry, go ahead, Iris.
No, I was just saying that I would try my best to protect her and prevent him from hurting her.
I do the same.
I know. You were saying
I do
my
have one
prince?
more question before we convene the full council, and I don't know if it's one you can answer, Amir. You said he was a traitor to your clan. How so?
He had killed a brother of ours. I don't know his reason, but he did so without the permission of our elders. Thus, I have been sent here to hunt him down.
I see. Thank you for that. All right, let's gather the council then. We have
Indeed.
a lot to talk about.
Randolph is. I think he was going to offer this sword to Gwynedd, but I think, seeing like a strange alien kinship with another hunter, he will go to Amir and offer him the curved blade if he would like it, since it belonged to one of his brothers who was killed and then looted. It
He would
seems
take
right
it.
that it would be reunited with the clan. Yeah.
And he would thank you profusely for returning it to him.
Hey, it's just righting a wrong.
You see him kind of holding it for a moment, look over it, as a smile appears on his face as he goes, "It has been so long since I have seen it. I'm just glad to have it returned back to the rightful people." As he puts it on his belt.
My honor. And like honor is a strange word for him to say, and he's like, "Yeah, that tasted wrong on my tongue."
That was
Oh, that tasted wrong, but not the.
Yes, but not the good kind.
No, that tasted good.
Yum yum.
But yes, he knows that that act may potentially be forgotten as well, but hopefully it's something that lasts beyond the memory.
Alright, the council arrives.
I would like to maybe send a runner to get herd to feed before the council's here.
Absolutely. You
I
are
feel like
able to
being
feed
below
from your
half-blood
herd.
is a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a
Mhm.
bit since the last time I fed from my own herd. I'm pretty sure that I do not think I have the time to get there.
Yeah, that would be
I think
difficult.
Maud is probably fine for the time being and isn't going to drink from like Iris's herd or
Iris
anyone
doesn't have
else's
any
herd.
herd.
Exactly, yeah.
Must be
But
nice
yeah.
having a herd.
I would help you gather some. But yes, if Maud wants to go hunting while they are out, Iris will try to help.
I think I don't think
Alright.
there's the time considering how
Probably
fast
wouldn't
the
have the
meeting's
time.
convening.
The
Yeah.
meetings are must have made it.
Yeah.
It does not take long for everyone to get there.
You said I had time though, or no?
You'd have time. Well, your herd would be in the castle, right? Would they be back in your domain?
They're in the city, not in the castle.
Then you could
probably.
have them brought to you.
Unless the guy that I rode out with, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you'd be able to drink from your herd.
All right.
Like, we don't know what happened to Douglas, so we're just like, hey,
Yeah.
the assassin
Yeah.
was sent
Yep.
to destabilize
Yep.
things, and not that guy was really fast.
Yep. So while I have ag damage, are my guts just going to be spilling out until I fix that?
Pretty much.
Mm.
You could
Alright,
like
cool.
bind
I'm
them,
gonna get
like
a corset or something.
yeah,
in the
like a
meantime.
corset or like tightly woven clothes.
Iris was fully
yeah.
gonna attempt it too,
Do it.
but like as soon as he went up to the prince and he was just like, "Oh yeah, Randolph." Like, all right.
Thank you, Randall. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to put my guts back into my chest. Here's
Can
my
we
A
arrange our
spleen.
spleen
guts?
for you. That's not where the spleen should go.
Alright. But with that, the council arrives and is called to order. Are there any additional members who would like to attend the council?
Nope.
I think Snorri has shown a complete lack of interest in being
Mhm.
part of the council. I think we could try
specifically,
to
you
find
would-
him, but he
You would
can't.
get,
Yeah.
like, Percy would attempt to find him, and then he just comes back and goes, Snorri,
He hit me.
Yeah, Snorri's ghoul has informed me that, as Snorri is not part of the council, he has decided he does not want to come to today's session.
Fair
Perfect.
enough.
My only other above table concern is, do we want to leave Bride alone with everything
No,
going on?
oh
No, Bride.
shoot, no, Bride, no, yes, Bride, sorry, I didn't realize that icon wasn't there. But yes, bring Bride.
Alright.
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
to your room where Bride normally is. She's not there.
Oh. Fuck.
Sorry.
Yep. Oh god, I think honestly,
She was in the catacombs.
yeah, she's been drowned.
She teleported
Yeah.
to the catacombs.
Damn.
I think seeing that, I think Maud pretty much thinks, fuck the council meeting, and she's going to immediately try to track down Bride.
Alright. Ward is not at the council meeting.
She's on
She
home
would
business.
she would
Do you send
probably
word at
relay it.
least? What's
Yes,
going on?
she would send word. She would send word.
I'd say probably send Iris back.
Yeah, probably Iris. The others might have gone to check on her together or something.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
He advises against this, but understands that she's not gonna get anywhere with it. Just be safe and watch out. He could be anywhere, and I wouldn't forgive myself if. And then
I think more
Before-
before she leaves, kind of like pulls her closer into kind of a hug.
Iris will hug back and just say, please. I think that's all she manages to get out before. Just kind of running.
They're very good friends. I think they're roommates.
They were mates, yeah.
Alright then. The council meeting is called. Sans one member.
They know he's not technically
My
part of the
counsel.
council, but do we want to bring Blackwood in or have a
Not at this time.
yes?
Yeah. We have several matters to discuss. I think before we get to the more dire circumstances, it's important to announce that we have added a new council member. Oswald,
Oswald grins.
would you like to reintroduce yourself?
Oswald of Clan Vermeer. I am here to ensure my service to the prince. I am here to serve all. To serve our mighty city in all its mystical means. You see Amir looks pissed.
Yep.
I think
Mr. Mir?
There
I
is no
think
expression on
Iris
Sister Mirana's face.
at least tries to catch Amir's eye and as nonchalantly as possible just sort of give a sympathetic look to him.
His eyes are focused on Oswald, and they are filled with rage.
I think Randolph in this moment will speak up and he will say, and of course, we are looking forward to your contributions. In the meantime, however, your recent mention of the magical foci of the land has led us to a place infested with quite a few threats, which I will leave to the prince on whether or not we should lead with that first or the most recent events of tonight.
Yes, I think that is second, though it is good to have the reminder. Randolph, as many of you likely know by now, there was an assassination attempt earlier this evening on myself. Our Valkyrie was also attacked, and luckily the sheriff was there to eliminate the assassin. But
At the point, Oswald speaks up and goes, "I see. That is a shame that the Valkyrie did not make it."
He lives yet. A mighty warrior like her is not going to be killed by a gutter snake
Ah,
like that.
my
By which I
mistake.
mean a mighty fighter.
My mistake.
suppose that is understandable. I should have mentioned that she is well. She just has other business to attend to at the moment.
Iron business.
So there is that, and then Randolph, you may talk about what you both discovered.
Last night, Maud and I went to the mines, the caves mentioned by Oswald, only to find that it was a nest of the creatures known as lupines. There was something of an altercation by which I was damaged, but we both escaped with our unlives intact. It is a place of great interest to them, it seems, as well, and they held the place with a settlement. Well, I'm sure this was a surprise to you, Oswald. It was decidedly inconvenient for exploration purposes. However, they too see a corruption in this land. Something beyond what they feel our presence brings to it. They hunt a similar quarry to what we have been as well. And
I think Gwyneth is
well,
gonna interrupt
yes,
here
indeed.
and say, they are in numbers on the island, leaving us in a very precarious position. There's a very slight possibility we may be able to negotiate a temporary truce with them, but I am not hanging hopes on it. They are the biggest threat we know of on the island now, and
Oh,
something must be
Oswald.
done to secure the city, I think.
Oswald would speak up and
Yeah, go
say,
ahead.
"There is, of course, the alternative. I actually, through my studies, have discovered a way to handily take care of any lupine."
So you are knowledgeable about lupines, but were unaware of their presence in the place that you sent us to.
As
Have a
far
plan
as
for
I
them.
have known, there have been no wolves on this island for decades. The fact that they are there is just a surprise to you as it is to me. It
Insight
just
check.
so happened.
Insight check.
Sure. Wits, actually perception and empathy. This will be difficulty 8, is he's a hard man to read.
Did you send me into a place to get killed? 2 successes.
Said 8.
Yep, difficulty 8.
0 success.
Iris, you cannot read him. Randolph,
This man.
he's a difficult man to read, though you don't get the feeling that he is lying. It seems like he was genuinely as surprised as you were that there are lupine there.
I think Randolph will buy that. And he will nod. Yeah.
But
Definitely
I do know of
surprise.
a weakness to the lupine.
This gets his interest like no other. Do tell.
There are texts that read of something that was once used to hunt the ancient lupine. They called it the moon metal. In common tongue, it is known as silver.
I see.
How effective is it?
Very. They say a silvered arrow cuts through their hide like nothing. It also prevents them from recovering from that wound until the silver is removed. Unfortunately, silver itself is not a great tool for making weapons. Thus, arrows are usually the extent of what can be created. But I might be able to make or put together a spear of some sort.
Would we not rather parley and attempt an alliance?
If you think you can parley with those beasts, you can attempt to.
I think it is always better to have allies where possible and not alienate them before you know
They
they are
are
truly an
not
enemy.
our allies.
They are the enemy of our enemy.
The enemy of your
I would
enemy
agree
is
with the
still...
Magister here.
If the enemy of your enemy is still your enemy, that does not make them an ally.
If I could give a Scottish words of wisdom, the enemy of my enemy dies next, is the expression.
Correct.
He is a point.
I believe that the path to wisdom lies in between these two. We offer one hand, and if it
And
buys
arm
us
the
time,
other.
grand, and arm the other.
Yes.
We
That is
ensure that
why
we're
you
ready.
must lead with.
There's also
Quite
wisdom
so.
to that. When it comes to lupine,
I
at
think
least from my own readings, once the stick has been introduced, the carrot is all but gone.
I think it would be foolish not to begin production of such arrowheads immediately. We
I
won't
can
use
see
them
what I
until
can
we
do.
have to.
It will take me some
Thank you.
time, though.
I doubt
Surely
they'll have
there's
assets
other
within.
metal
Sorry,
workers
Yuka.
we could employ.
I would recommend we
Incidentally,
keep this in-house. No need tipping
Quite
them
so.
off before we're ready.
While
Ah.
I'm unsure that they'll have assets within the city, one cannot understate the importance of secrecy. In addition, the smithies of the area shall be busy soon enough. As I am unsure if you have heard, within the week, 6 days according to Sir Percy, an army by Scottish forces will be coming to dethrone Olaf the Black, bringing more war to our shores.
It would be good to take everything we have and hope to bolster.
We face many threats on all sides.
On some
Assassins
sides.
being... assassins being sent from Douglas. War coming to our shores.
I was just going to say that directionally, sure. We don't know how independently he was working.
Gotta be hired at some point.
Yes, but we only have half, if that, of the information. Assumptions are what leads to reckless decisions, imprudence. You make mistakes that way.
Either way. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was just a general warning.
And that's why we're not going to war. Especially because going to war with them risks the ire of the baronies of Avalon.
Exactly. It's foolish. I think even they know that.
Either way, I'm not sure how many resources we have to contribute to this war among the kine. Of course, we want to protect our city, but there are
Yes.
other threats to protect from as well.
Well, either way, our city needs protecting. And we have
I leave it open
far
to
too many
discussion what
Canaanites in the
do.
city. They can either lend their resources to helping the city, or they can be pruned.
On that end, we've got a number of foreign dignitaries, some of whom belong to the court of that which is coming to attack us. I will have a wee chat with Kinsey. Is her name Mackenzie?
Mackenzie.
Yes,
Mackenzie.
Maud and I were going to
Is-
speak with her, I believe.
I believe that will be good, because the kind of chat that I will be having with her would make a chat from you two a lot more difficult afterwards.
We should check in with Maine as well and find where Irish loyalties lie.
Worst case scenario, we can send him back to the Prince of Ulster.
Quite.
With that being said, if they can contribute and are willing to do so, fantastic. If they're not, we can at least
Definitely.
make sure that we do not starve.
Certainly.
With war coming to our shores, how much do each of us believe we can contribute to the effort, knowing indeed that we have but a few nights?
I was hoping to potentially find more people in which to bolster, well, food reserves? Sounds so tactless, but it's the truth.
Hey, it's a good idea.
Yes, preparing for a siege is wise. We have potential to be besieged from more than one direction.
Yes, we've not been good at making friends and allies.
I bet the bastards won't even have the dignity to go through the forest and get killed by the lupines.
Have we checked in with
Would the lupines
the
kill them?
Fjords?
They kill everything.
If they invade their territory, certainly.
Mm.
At that
Which
point,
is
Oswald
why
would speak up and go, "It depends who exactly is coming through. The Lupine have their own form of the silence, if you will.
And it is possible, perhaps, that maybe if we do not reach an agreement with them, someone on the other side could do so. if survival is their main motivator, they might be willing to extend that branch where they can get it.
I will say
The
it's not
army, you mean?
survival, it's extermination.
Possibly, if they really hate us as much as it would seem, and there's a known enemy attacking, if they could say, hey, leave the forest alone, that's what we care about, help us attack the city, well, there's a treaty in place. Are they likely to break it? Or are they more likely to forge one when nothing stands in its way?
Can't see that the Lupine gain much by allying with Kine. We are
Allies are allies are allies
very
are
vulnerable to
allies.
them as they are.
It's better to ally than alienate.
Ah, not always. Rarely, in fact. But
Really?
your logic is sound. Well, we're getting rid of a number of Canaanites in the city, aren't we?
We shall
Useful
see.
allies, sure, but drains on food, resources, other hunters in the grounds. I believe that it would be best to continue our operations with them as best we can, but expecting them to ally with anything is like imagining a pig to fly. That includes with us. The likelihood is low, the possibility terrifying. In the meantime, we have other matters to tend to.
Right, so.
If someone has sent an assassin after the prince, they will likely do so again, or they will do so with less subtlety next time. We should prepare for them as well. Preparing the city for siege, preparing
Agreed.
the armies for battle,
Mhm.
preparing potential counter operations against whatever they might send next. Sister Morana, what have your agents heard from Douglas in recent nights? Was there any whisper as to that this might have come about? Desperation?
I have not heard anything. Things have been quiet. I will listen closely and see if there is anything else that comes up. But as it is now, deadly silent. I just would not say is a good thing.
Calm before the storm. When you walk through a forest and the animals are silent, it means something larger is coming.
No doubt I think they will
On the bright
prepare for
side,
the attack on the Isle as well.
Agreed.
But luckily,
There's the
or
city.
unlucky for us, we sit in the seat of power where the king sits. We are the primary target for the army.
Quite so.
okay. It's possible one of our more diplomatic people. And he will look between Sister Iris and Prince Gwynedd. Might, when the talk with Mackenzie happens, or perhaps in a separate instance, send a letter to James, with whom an agreement was reached prior, to see if there are to be Canaanites sent with this force. If there are, I think I would quite like to try my luck against them. In
Right?
select encounters.
That being said, as stated earlier before the council met, we should check in with Blackwood, see about her forces, see if he can muster his army and have a force ready at sea.
If the
See,
waters...
Gwyneth, They're arriving by sea. And you did mention some sort of possibility. What if those efforts were pointed elsewhere instead? At an actual threat.
Interfere with the matters of kind, politics, and war directly. That seems a bit much.
Canaanites are no stranger to that. We've been doing it for as long as recorded history, if you listen to the Venturi prattle.
And how exactly would crashing waves be linked to us? At sea, it is normal. The sea is unpredictable and terrifying. Mercurial.
So you're suggesting I push their ships back or sink
Sink 'em.
them? I won't do that.
No, you seemed all too eager when it was something that we didn't know was an enemy. When there was something less certain. But now we know for sure there is an army coming to us, and you won't.
No, I won't. I'm not going to simply kill all of those kind. I won't do it.
Would you like me to kill all of those kind?
I'm sorry, I
Please
don't
wait.
understand the difference between what you were willing to do so recently when we...
Perhaps we should speak about it later, and I can explain my reasoning to you, Sister Iris. I don't think this is the place.
The council will be fine. You know what? Fine.
In any case, Randolph, rare mediator, hates doing it. He will say, but if we are to continue, there are things that can be done and preparations that can be made. In the meantime, those of you with a, let's say, understanding of the occult, I think I would like it if all your heads were put together and we identify other focal points of these things, ones that the lupines aren't already ahead of. If we can find the target before something bad happens, well, stitch in time saves 9, so said my mother. If we can figure out
Amir,
whatever
is
the...
there...
Oh, sorry, you go.
Sorry, go on. Go
I was
ahead,
just going to
Randall.
say, if we can figure out whatever vessel, whatever demon, whatever thing is going to rise, whatever problem that all of us are focused on but have not seen anything but mere shadows, ripples in the water, I would quite like to find it. I would quite like it dead.
Agreed.
You were saying, sorry about that.
Yes, Amir, is there anything that could be done to guard against another such assassination attempt as what happened today?
The only way would to have someone who is well versed in the gifts of sight. As far as I am aware, there is only one that has that, and they are the recluse.
Yes, we will be sending messages to those Canaanites in the forest to warn them if They do indeed still exist. Yeah.
There's also the elder of your blood. I have no doubt he is probably well versed in the powers.
Hmm.
We'll be speaking
Interesting.
with him about our lupine problem as well.
I don't think he'd appreciate the offer of becoming a bodyguard.
No, likely not, but I do need to speak with him regardless.
It seems there are many threats and other things that have gone unmentioned, mostly because they involve things in the forest, and quite frankly, I believe either our problems will take care of themselves in that respect, or we can deal with them afterwards. This boar gangrel, and of course, mystery sires. But I imagine that will be taken care of later. He does not mention the ritual that is planned. And it would be obvious to those of you in the know that he isn't mentioning that. But he will say, difficult times approach. Not to say that the prior weeks have been easy. But there's something about war which always puts the kine on edge. You now know the reasoning that I've given for not being in the forest. I would ask that, in preparation for the coming siege, if you have particularly indulgent tastes, pull them back for a short time. Especially while the guard are on the march.
And
I
I will
imagine I
ask
don't need to.
that
Sorry.
anyone who hasn't been given a specific task in this meeting will either assist Sister Iris in bolstering city supplies or gather resources for the coming war. Whether there be horses or weapons. You must prepare.
Almost everyone nods in agreement.
I think, unless anyone else has business, that is the end of our meeting for now.
With that, Sitsmarana would step forward and goes, I would like to talk to you, Prince, in private.
Of course.
She looks to everyone else. Mia leaves the room.
Gwyneth can actually stand up and go into another room, but
Okay.
whatever. Either way.
I think Randolph will say, as long as it does not bother either of you, and I am not ordered otherwise, I would like to stay close, if not in the room. Given, and he looks at the window with like still gouges of claws on it. Current events.
You can wait outside.
And that I shall.
I'll wait with you.
Alright. With that, we cut to chamber with Gwynedd and Sister Marana. They are alone. How have things been? Well, I hope.
Not precisely. Though,
I didn't think so.
I imagine.
No, I just wanted to speak of you of something important.
Please do.
See, I have received information from my people in Douglas. They told me that there was a flooding.
Thought you might have. Indeed.
They know you caused it.
You didn't share it with the council, which I appreciate.
No. Because I'm going to be making you an ultimatum.
Very well.
Once things settle, and all these current threats have been handled, you will step down from your position as prince.
I agree.
She straightens for a moment, reaching her strange coiled height. I must say I did not expect this.
Imagine most wouldn't have.
Very well then. So long as you continue with the agreement, I will not reveal what has happened. And in fact, I will ensure that it is not spoken of in the city.
Thank you for that. Anything else?
The assassin was meant to wound you, not kill you. It is a message. The next one they send will not be so
Yes,
kind.
I thought they were. Yes, I thought they were more efficient than that, generally. I'm not surprised, but I thank you for the confirmation. Any news about the cult in Douglas following the flood?
None.
Very well. I suppose we shall see.
With that, she turns and leaves. To those two who are out, you see the door open and then close. Nobody steps out.
Stay here.
With this, Gwynedd, you hear the bubbling behind you. You would give up power? Oh, I'm so disappointed in you, Gwynedd. Unless, of course, this is a
Sure you
deception.
are.
In that case, I am very proud. But I do not think it is, so I am enraged.
Some know me better than others. Marana clearly doesn't know me very well, but you have been with me for some time.
You're right. And it disgusts me, as it should disgust you. But I wonder
Doesn't.
what is to happen when your elder hears of this. That you willingly gave up power.
That hasn't happened yet. And I may be dead long before that. So, we shall see.
Oh, only if you're lucky enough. No, what I have in mind
He's
is far
hoping.
worse than death.
I imagine so.
That you see the wispy arms come
Suppose
up
if I
as
took
if
you
to
up on your offer.
go up to, like, almost to grab your neck before fading through your skin. The offer is gone, Gwynedd. King no more.
I know. I know, that must frustrate you so much.
I hope the Dragon Slayer kills you and renders you to the grip of the damned. If I see you again, which I will see that you suffer. Suffer for the misery you have caused me and the entertainment you have lost. With that, it fades into the ground.
Alright.
And with that, we're going to end today's session.
I'd
No
love to
bride
imagine
compare?
that, like, having a conversation, like Sister Iris and Randolph are like talking about something, and just hearing like
Yeah.
laughter and like very pleased sounds, and they're like, Sister Marana must still be in there, and they must be having a grand time. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if the blood loss done something to his head or
Nah, blood loss makes you sharper. This is
for us.
genuine cheer.
All right.
That
I
brings
think
you
with
closer
that,
to the beast.
we're going to go to outros. Starting off with
Ooh.
Rebecca. Give us your outro.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I played Keeper Sister Iris. You know, we're just trying to figure things out, trying to keep it together, and we're so confused about brain spaces. But we'll figure it out, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
And sometimes there isn't. And that's the most
Sometimes there
terrifying
just
bit.
isn't. Yeah.
All right. With that, up next, Blue, why don't you give us your outro?
Hey everybody, I'm Blue, and Gwyneth is still alive for now. So yeah, thanks for coming along this far. We'll see what happens next. Next up, Eternal Damnation. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Then, up next, Thomas, give us your outro.
Hello, I have been Thomas, and I have also been Randolph of Clan Gangrel, Sheriff of Peel, and Hunter Ascendant. I found the quarry that finally gives the most joy. And I'm hopefully going to do that more.
It tasted blood.
Hopefully. One can
Though,
only hope.
one can only hope. And also, I'm still insane, which hasn't been. I got a derangement, which we have to work out.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And last but certainly not least, Mars, give us your outro.
I have been Mars. Goodbye. I played Maud, the Valkyrie Hound of the Aramane's bloodline. And I am currently somewhere? Who knows?
Looking for a bride.
Who knows?
You're looking for bride, not looking for a bride.
All
Yeah.
right.
And I have been
Okay.
Mark,
For both.
aka the CatsMeow. And this is my show. I hope you've enjoyed Isle of the Damned, my Vampire the Dark Ages Chronicle, as we are moving towards the finale, where everything comes to a head. And I would just like to say this game started with a war, and it'll damn well end with one.
Yeah.
With that, the other things I would shout out is I do a
Grind.
number of other vampire games here on my channel. One being House of Tremere, which runs at 8 p.m. EST on Wednesdays for the Americans. Hope to see you join us on that as we do the third episode, which will be this week. I'm also on Ticking Time Bob Gaming, where I do Pendragon and a bunch of other stuff with him. And he also has Discord, which you can join. Links are on his channel. I'm gonna do a. I don't think it's pretty much. I think it's only us in the chat at the moment.
I
Yeah.
think it is, yeah.
Indeed.
So I'm not gonna shout him out, but if you're watching this on the YouTube or watching this afterwards, please go check out his stuff. He does fantastic videos as well as interviews of different YouTubers and writers and people that are in the TTRPG space. So yeah, go check him out. Other than that, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Please check out the YouTube channel. Make sure to give this a follow if you're on Twitch, a like, and a comment if you're on YouTube. Thank you for joining us, and hope to see you next week for the penultimate episode of Isle of the Damned. And remember, for you never know what dark creatures wander in the night. One of them might just
You kid?
make a deal with a demon and then throw that deal away for the sake of a bluff and a joke. Goodbye.
Yeah, just for a little bit.